Hello everyone, it's Henry again, and I want to thank you for joining me in this Psalm Challenge. In this series, as I said a couple days back, I'll invite you to read at least 3 Psalms a day, maybe even 5 if you find that sustainable. And I'm inviting you to immerse yourself in the life of the psalmist. And every day I will give you one reason why you should be reading the Psalms every day. Not just in these 30, but every day in your own walk with God. Today we're looking at the third reason we should read the Psalms every day of our lives. And that's this: they teach us to sing. They empower you to carry a song of praise on your heart. The Psalms were, above all things, a divinely inspired hymn book for the public worship of Israel. Tim Keller, the pastor and scholar, points out that because they were not only read but sung, they penetrated the minds and imaginations of the people as only music can do. One way to look at this as an example is through the time when Jesus entered into Jerusalem in Mark's Gospel. You'll note there that the crowd spontaneously greeted him by reciting a line from Psalm 118, verse 26. "Blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord." The Jews there had regularly sung those words, and Jesus' entry prompted a natural response of song and praise. The singing of psalms was often preferred over the singing of hymns in the early church, and they were used almost exclusively until the end of the 4th century. They were also a common practice of monasteries, so they were sung, in other words, by monks as part of their daily practice. Saint Benedict of Nursia of the 6th century, who founded the Benedictine order of monks, formed his monasteries, and he directed them that the Psalms all be sung, read, and prayed, all of them, at least once a week, all of them. At the time of the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century, the Psalms were pivotal in the life change of the church, and it was John Calvin, the Reformer, who rediscovered the book of Psalms for the people of the church rather than just priests. And he transferred the singing in the church from the clergy to the church as a whole. In other words, he relaunched congregational singing, to which we are all indebted to him to this day. This reformer taught the church again to sing the Psalms, even music, even hymns together. Today we sing songs, sometimes even with psalms without even realizing it. Many hymns are derived from psalms. Also, praise songs today often include verses of the Psalms. While they aren't a return to a specific psalmody, the specific singing of entire psalms, they do tend to use verses of psalms with repetition, allowing a person to learn well those verses while perhaps not even realizing it. So as you read the psalms, you might think of them as melodies. And I would invite you to look for the familiar verses you might know from worship songs, and take time to dwell richly on some music today that speaks to the praise of our God. Listen to "I Lift My Eyes Up" and reflect on Psalm 121. Or maybe "As a Deer Pants" and look at Psalm 42. Or how about "Blessed Be Your Name" and read Psalm 113 or 34. Or one can listen to Psalm 46, where Martin Luther was inspired to pen the words for "A Mighty Fortress Is Our God." Take time reading a few of these songs, allow them to draw you into moments of worship, and allow you to be worshipful even before Sunday. See you tomorrow.